Ball coach. He's a tireless and hard worker. I'm extremely appreciative of what he's done for this team, but I'm extremely appreciative of what he's done for me personally. I have no doubt that he'll continue to have success and in this league because, like I said before, he's smart and he works his butt off. That being said, I felt I needed to make a change, to get us an opportunity to win some games. Scott Milanovic will be the play caller. Scott has called plays before. Obviously, he's been with us for 2 years as our quarterback coach, and I expect him to prepare his team this week and get ourselves in a position to win games. Regarding the quarterback position, we're going to start Cody Kessler. This week against the Colts, I had a chance to talk to both Blake and Cody early today, and I told both those guys the same thing. I'm making this change to give us an opportunity, to win a football game. And Cody knows the offense. He's been in where he's not really prepared that week, so he'll have a full week of preparation. And I talked to him of what's expected of him. And then lastly, before I take any questions, I just want to make sure that I'm clear, with everyone. Anytime you're losing, it's not just on one person. It's on everyone. And obviously, when I say that, I understand and take responsibility for that. It starts with me as the head coach. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. It always starts with me first, looking at myself. Obviously, none of us are doing a good enough job right now. We have an opportunity to play 5 games and get back on track and break this streak, this losing streak, starting this week. A lot of ways you can go about it. You can't sulk. You can't complain about injuries. We can't blame others. I have the responsibility to get this thing turned around, and I'll do the best job I can moving forward to try to get that done. And saying all that, then obviously I'm open to any questions.
Doug, will this week be any different in terms of the approach by Scott than it would be by Nate?
Yeah, I think things are always going to be different, when you make a change of the play caller. So we're working through that obviously right now.
Doug, what was the tipping point?
Excuse me?
Was there a tipping point? What was it?
It's not a knee-jerk reaction, obviously. It's just that, I really feel at the end of the day, we've got to try to get better production out of our passing game or more consistent production in our passing game.
Did you consider taking over play calling at any point? Was that an option?
No.
Have you considered firing Todd Wash?
No.
You've talked about some of the crazy things you've seen in your time in the game and time in the league. Could you have imagined in your wildest nightmares 2 months ago being kind of in a pseudo weird controversy about running up the score and 2 months later firing your offensive coordinator and changing your quarterback?
I really don't look back, in this type of situation that we're in right now. I'm just really focused on what we can do right now today. I think there's always a time to look back, when the season's over.
Why is firing Todd Wash, why wasn't that an option, considering that the defense obviously hasn't been up to par either?
Yeah, I just answered your question. I just didn't feel that it doesn't cross my mind right now.
Coach, how much collaboration you had in both those decisions?
It's purely me.
What
It doesn't
about,
come from anyone else.
did you consider benching Blake or doing one and not both?
No, I was going to do both.
But why both? Why did you feel like it needed that big of a
I'm trying to get better
change?
production, in the passing game.
So is this Kessler's job for the rest of the year, or do you look at it as a week-by-week basis?
Hopefully he can stay healthy and win games for us, yeah. My plan is for him to go in there and play.
What strides has he made, Cody, in practice?
He's done a good job. Obviously he appreciates the opportunity, and we'll see during the week and see what he does on Sunday.
So how did Blake react when you spoke with him this morning?
It was a tough day today. It's a tough day, but that's how this business is. It's tough when you go with someone that you have a ton of respect for and have worked with longer than I've worked with any other coach. And then a quarterback that I have a lot of respect for is toughness. And like I told both those guys, it's not one coach or one person. It's on all of us. Starts with me, but I've got to make decisions that put us in the best opportunity to win.
Do you have to run those decisions by Dave, Tom, and or Shad?
Do I run them by them?
Did you have to?
Well, I mean, they're my boss. So, I told them that, this is what my thought process is. This is not a knee-jerk reaction. This is what I've been thinking about. This is what I would like to do, and just to make you aware of it.
Where does this leave the organization now? Because Blake's a guy that the organization committed to for at least next season. So where does this leave you guys as far as your quarterback situation?
I think right now my focus is on right now doing what I have to do. I'm trying to win football games. So, the future focus and all that stuff, looking back, I can't afford to do that.
What would you say that, well, why did he regress so much? I mean, we just looking on the outside, looking in, but don't you feel
You're a little bit on the inside, though.
But don't you think he regressed to a point that obviously you had to make that decision, but
We're not getting the production, or the consistency that we needed in the passing game. So I think that was it. That's all right.
Did you get a sense that the rest of the offense had lost confidence in either Nate or Blake, both, or?
No, I don't usually ask players about things of that nature.
I know you don't ask, but did you,
Yeah.
from production-wise or what you saw, did you feel like that they had, from what you could see, what you could tell?
So I'm going to answer that question like I have most of them. I think you need to ask them. I just knew that this is what I felt we had to do to create a spark or, give us a better opportunity to win.
At what point after the game did you sort of come to this conclusion? Was this last night? Did you wake up this morning and say, yeah, I got to make a change? Or?
It's been something, like I said, it's not just the one game, it's something that I've been, thinking about. I'm someone that thinks things through and try not to make emotional decisions because they're never usually right. So I wanted to think everything through and look at everything and take everything in and, came to a point where we had to, make a move.
How much did the injuries on the offensive side of the ball play into maybe giving Nate more time, if at all?
I mean, injuries are a part of it. I said before, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. When you look at the last couple of games, we've had a lot of injuries, but we've also had the opportunity to win games, and that's what we have to do with the guys that we have on the field.
Do you expect the league to suspend Fournette?
That's a good question for the league. I don't know how that works.
Have you been told that you'll be back next year?
And I haven't asked.
Would you consider stripping Leonard of his captaincy, given what that kind of a move it cost that was so critical in that game?
Well, we discussed it, obviously, one-on-one. Those discussions are private, and then we discussed all the personal fouls, with the team. Obviously, we have 22 personal fouls that leads the league, and it's something that, stops us from having the opportunity to win football games. So I addressed it with the team, and I addressed it with, some players individually.
Is Leonard still a captain?
The captaincy is voted by the team, okay? So if the team came to me and said they wanted to strip his captaincy, then that's a team's decision, not necessarily just the head coach's decision.
What's your message to the fans the ones who continue to support the team and those who maybe feel like they've lost their way and they don't want to continue on? What's your message to both sides?
I'm just trying to do the best job I possibly can. I know that we had expectations and we haven't met them, and it's disappointing. Very difficult, and like I said before, in my position, my job is clearly defined to win football games. I haven't done it, and when the fan base is upset and people, are like you said, are losing interest, that falls directly on me, no one else.
Why has the defense not lived up to expectations or not been able to get better from what they were able to do last year, or at least sustain it?
Well, I mean, I think that, one of the things that we addressed is obviously we've given up the fifth least amount of explosive plays, which is, you would think would be good. But on those explosive plays, we're probably ranked about 30th in the league, meaning the magnitude of the plays that we've given up have hurt us. I think that's one area that we know we can, improve on and do a better job.
You had 2 sacks in the entire month of November. I know you had a week off in between there, but what's been the problem with the pass rush?
Oh, I think, obviously there's multiple things that go into that. I think that, 1 second too short. You watch the games, we're there, we're getting hits, we're getting some production that way, but we're not actually getting the quarterback down. Whether, coming up with a better plan, obviously, the same situation happened yesterday. Give up over 100 yards of rushing to a quarterback on quarterback scrambles or quarterback runs. That's something that, have hurt us. where we've got to do a better job, and having a good pass rush plan, and hopefully putting them in situations where they got to hold the ball a little bit longer.
Do you have an update on Norwell?
We're going to put Norwell on IR.
All right, we're going to go 2 more guys.
Are you considering any other changes staff-wise at this point, or is that something you'll evaluate?
I'm going to do whatever it takes to win football games. So, for me to say, I'm considering everything.
So
What does that mean? That means anytime I see a situation where we can get ourselves better, I'm going to take advantage of it.
Does Norwell need surgery?
Excuse me?
Does Norwell need surgery?
We're not at that point right now. That hasn't been confirmed.
Thank you, Coach.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Mhm.